Show. My
Ta-da!
name's Deshaun.
And I'm Seth.
Today we're talking about our top 5 anticipated movies of this year.
Right, and this is not, like individual top fives. This is our overall top fives between the two of us because we both like the same movies, basically. So let's start with the most recent upcoming movie that's coming out in only 16 days, AntMan. Because you were the one that showed me the trailer, you already knew much about it. I didn't. You go ahead.
Ant-Man is going to be Marvel's new Guardians of the Galaxy. It's going to be that movie that a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I don't know about Ant-Man, and they're going to go see it and going to be like, wow, Ant-Man was awesome.
The trailer
I mean, people think Ant-Man and they go, oh, the guy would just shrink and talk to ants. I'm like, oh, no.
Not much more than that.
Not only does he shrink, when he shrinks, he actually, you know how ants can lift 10 times on...
They can do that.
He can lift 10 times. He can normal size. So basically, he's super strong as a tiny little insect. And not only can do that, but he can grow other objects. I don't know if he's going to do that in this movie just yet, but he could grow other objects. And that's going to be cool. It's going to be a heist movie. It's got Paul Rudd, Michael Douglas. It's got a whole bunch of fun. It's got a funny tone to it. I think it's
and
the
villain matches
Yellow Jacket.
Yellow
Jacket. He can shrink too. It's gonna be an epic movie. You gotta see that trailer. That trailer is really.
The trailer is very good. As soon as we figure it out, we will leave a link in the description. As soon as we figure out how to do that, we'll figure that out though.
When we figure it out, we got you.
We'll figure it out. We'll put a link in the description, and that way you guys can go off and watch the Ant-Man trailer. My thoughts about it was very intense, even for a Marvel movie. Me being a DC person, this guy, Ant-Man, already has me intrigued. I'm like, oh, wow, this is really cool. And just like Deshaun said, a human can lift up a lot of weight, and an ant can lift up a lot of weight. But imagine if a human can lift up 10 times their own weight, not an ant. We would be have the strength of 10 men basically, and as soon as Ant-Man shrunk in his ant form, he would punch people and they would go flying through the air because he's that powerful in that little teeny tiny form.
And he's just running on people's guns.
Yeah, but what really sold it for me was the villain, Yellow Jacket. Just his suit.
Yeah.
And his powers and who he was but you know what but. The trailer didn't give you that much of a description of who Yellow Jacket was, but I'm guessing he was like a big-time corporate member who wanted the Ant-Man suit but didn't get it or something.
I can give it to you. The movie, Hank Pym, who is the original Ant-Man, Hank Pym, all you who know comic guys, Hank Pym is the original Ant-Man, and he had this company, Pym Industries, when he came up with these little things called Pym particles that can shrink things. And he had made a suit in Cross. This guy named David Cross, who becomes Yellow Jacket, was like his lower attorney, like his guy was kind of trying to prepare to take over maybe one day. He didn't tell Cross that he had made a suit like this, and Cross figured out he had made a suit like this.
Yeah, without telling him.
Without telling him, and it kind of made him rage. And eventually, slowly, Hank Pym got forced out of his executive seat of being the owner of his own company, and Cross took over as the owner, and now he's trying to sell his Pym particle suits on the market.
Yeah.
And now Hank Pym not wanting him to do that because he says if you give everybody power, the world will be in chaos. If you give everybody this power to be able to shrink and be super strong and stuff, the world will be in chaos. So he's getting Paul Rudd, who's a thief in this movie, Scott Lang. He's a thief, and he wants him to get in there, steal the suit.
Yeah, that was very, very nostalgic to see the original Ant-Man be the guy who was running the company, running the show. That was very, very nostalgic for me. I was like, oh, wow, I recognize that guy. And so anyway, the trailer was very intense for me. It was very, it was action-packed. You know what, I'm not a Marvel fan. I'm really not. But it's just like, I'm starting, to go, wow, this is really, really intense.
Yeah.
I really wish DC could take their time.
Something.
It's like, I wish DC could take their time and really, really make a good movie and all. It's just like, it was a really great trailer. I can't wait to see it, as soon as it comes out. But anyway, that's trailer number 1 of our most anticipated. Trailer number 2 is my personal favorite, Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, this trailer was super intense. Well, not intense. It only gives you the trailer, the 2 trailers they have out on it are very, very, they're short.
Yeah.
There's not a lot on them, but from the trailers, you can kind of get an idea on what this movie's going to be like. Not much of an idea, but you can get kind of a really general overview on, wow, this is what this movie will be.
You get a feeling Luke Skywalker and his sister are at least still alive, and you see...
Oh, yeah, all the original actors are really doing this movie. The original actors that did the...
they're all coming back?
They're all coming back.
Man.
Well, you saw Harrison Ford.
Well, I know I saw Harrison Ford.
As Han Solo.
Yeah, we're back. We're home. That was a good ending.
Yeah, we're back, Chewie. It was like, oh my god, that was awesome. It's good to see what they're gonna. I hope that Disney doesn't fuck this movie up by making it I hope George Lucas has some little say in it.
Just put this in perspective. Disney has both Star Wars and Marvel. Like, how much money is that?
Disney is slowly becoming out. If Disney buys DC,
they're gonna take over the world. They have them. I hate to bring up freaking all those other movies they made, like Frozen, but it did make $1 billion. I mean, I can't scratch. It might be Frozen, but I can't just go, oh, it's Frozen. They made $1 billion off of that movie. Yeah. I mean, Disney is just raking it in right now.
Yeah, if Disney buys out DC, I'm gonna be pissed. That's not, DC has always
been... Fun fact, DC almost bought Marvel once.
Yeah, that's a fun fact. They almost did, but they couldn't come to terms.
And now they'll never come to terms.
They'll never come to terms now because they're part of the same, or hopefully DC. Well, DC isn't a part of Disney. Hopefully they never do.
Warner Brothers.
Yeah, they are part of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has always
been part of Warner Brothers for a while.
They've always been a part of Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers has been around for years. They've been around since
part of
the 1930s, 1920s. They've been around for a long time.
Warner Brothers forever.
Yeah. So anyway, that Star Wars Episode 7 is very anticipated. There's a new Sith character, a new Sith Lord. I wonder who this might be, actually.
I think that guy in black, because there was this guy who kind of was wearing Stormtrooper armor, but it was dark. Did you see it? The guy with black kind of. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the bounty hunter.
I think he's a bounty hunter or something. I think he's like a new version of the bounty hunter or something.
Excuse me. So anyway, that's Star Wars Episode 7. There's not really much on it. Now let's talk about our third most anticipated trailer.
Oh crap! Slipped my mind now.
Batman vs Superman, dude.
Batman versus
Superman.
I'm sorry, I'm not a DC guy. It slipped my mind. Now, okay, I have all this is gonna come off as what a shocker. I only have one good thing to say about that trailer, and that was the last line. Do you bleed?
You will.
You will. Other than that, I was like,
yeah,
I'm still not.
Even though I'm a big DC fan, Superman is not one of my favorite DC characters because of how cheesy he is, and
I think he's just overpowered. He's too overpowered.
I don't think he's just cheesy, like laser vision, super strength, and flight. That's about it. And then he can use his super strength to create twisters and blah 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 and all that other stuff. But still, anyway, the one thing that I've heard a lot of backlash about is from DC fans is these soldiers kneeling towards Superman. And he basically has a godlike persona.
I mean, it makes sense.
It makes sense. Well,
it's real. I'll give them that. They made that pretty real because in reality, if we saw a guy who can fly, jump, lift all these things up,
do all the things Superman could do,
we would worship him as God. Yeah,
we
would say he's God.
We would say he's God, and that's something that people would like on Superman's statue. It says on the S, false God. And that's something that I like about Superman is that he could go from a super good guy to a villain. But here's the thing, though. DC has, like alternate realities. They have 6 different alternate realities of the present world, and it's just this might be an alternate reality that Batman and Superman hate each other, and they always have hate. Well, they never.
They don't hate each other.
They don't hate each other. They just really just don't get along.
Batman doesn't trust Superman because he's so powerful.
Yeah, Batman does not trust
Superman. Doesn't trust Superman. And Superman doesn't trust Batman because of his methods.
Yeah, because of his methods. Batman is extreme. Methods. He won't kill. Batman will not kill, but he will break. He'll
get you to the brink of death.
Yeah, he will get you to the brink of death, but he won't kill you. But like I said, Batman will break every bone in your body just for you to tell what he wants to know.
Yeah.
It's like in the new Batman game Arkham Knight. I remember this one scene where he's just he's interrogating this this militia guy. And he's like, oh, that's all I know about Scarecrow. That's all I know. If you're lying to me, I'll break the other one. The other one, and he just breaks the other. He breaks his arm, and it's just oh shit. That's how much I love Batman. He's very extreme in his methods.
But I'm still unsure. I'm still unsure about the casting choices with Jesse Eisenberg playing Lex Luthor. I'm still unsure about Ben Affleck. I know some people are
Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah, Ben Affleck.
Butcher.
I'm like, Ben Affleck.
He will butcher.
I'm not even sure about the suit. It doesn't actually look protective to me. Like when I saw the suit, it looks like it was put together with duct tape.
Yeah, it does.
I was like, what?
Well, you know what, though? They have till 2016. They might change it.
They should. I mean, no, I don't think they're going to change it. I think they're trying to go for a more comic booky look. I think, because, I mean, I don't know. I mean,
DC is trying to play catch up with Marvel.
Not to mention, I'm hearing that they're throwing Aquaman, Wonder Woman, they're throwing the
Wonder
kid.
Woman, though. I love
They're throwing
Wonder
the kid who isn't Cyborg yet, but they're throwing him in there, which I'm still, when I think Cyborg, I mean, I'm a comic guy. I know DC and Marvel. When I think Cyborg, I think Teen Titans. I never thought Justice League.
Never thought anything else.
I never thought Justice League. I know in originals apparently he is in the Justice League, but but I still see him as Teen Titans because he's a kid.
Yeah, he's still a teenager.
Yeah,
he's basically still a teenager. Anyway, though, the one thing that I love about the actor who played Batman, who's the actor that played Batman again?
Christian Bale.
Christian Bale. I love Christian Bale.
He's in the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah, he was such a great actor. He really is, but he's out of place as Batman. I don't think. Maybe he might. He might surprise me.
Are you talking about Ben Affleck being in this one? You think he's out of place in Batman vs Superman, or are you talking about Christian Bale?
No, Christian Bale's Batman. I'm going to talk about all the characters and their actors, but anyway, yeah, Christian Bale as Batman doesn't seem right to me. But who knows? He might surprise us. And people might go, "Wow, that is the real Batman character." Who knows?
I think you were talking about Ben Affleck.
I was talking about Ben Affleck. Christian Bale was.
He was in the other Batmans, The Dark Knight and stuff. Are you talking about the guy who's in this? Yeah, he's talking about. Just to clarify, he's talking about Ben Affleck. I agree with everything he said, by the way, about Ben Affleck. Is that I don't know about him in this. I mean, maybe he'll surprise me, maybe he won't, maybe.
What I meant to say was Christian Bale was the Batman.
In The Dark Knight.
In The Dark Knight trilogy.
Even though I always say I love that movie, but I always say that he wasn't even the best actor in that movie. It was obviously who was playing the Joker. It was obviously
it was Heath Ledger.
It was obviously
Heath Ledger was obviously the better actor.
He stole the show.
He stole the show as the Joker.
So
he did a great job as the Joker. But anyway, Ben Affleck as Batman might surprise us, but at the same time, my expectation. I'm not holding my breath. But Lex Luthor,
Jesse Eisenberg.
How out of place in a movie can you get? How out of place can you get? As Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor? I'm not even gonna say anything else. I'm just gonna start cursing.
Still though, some people on some of the more professional channels are kind of oh man, I see what they see. I see what they say. But they talk about The Social Network. I'm like, The Social Network was totally different. I will admit, I watched Social Network. His acting was good in that movie. He did good in that movie. But at the same time, I'm like, that's not Lex Luthor.
It's not
Lex Luthor's the flip version of Batman. He's not some scrawny little kid who, man, I just don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, though, guys,
maybe I'll see it and just completely. Maybe we're wrong.
Like I said, this movie is not even out yet. It might surprise us. We don't know until we see it. So anyway, our next movie is. What was our next movie again?
I think we're losing track of these movies.
I don't know. This was our first one, two. This is our fourth movie. Our fifth movie was going to be Pixels.
Pixels, yeah, Pixels.
Pixels with Adam Sandler.
No, I'm gonna start. Okay, is it cool?
Yeah, go ahead.
I personally agree with you. You said while we were looking at it that it was a cool concept. I just don't know about Adam.
It fits our.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting tired of Adam Sandler and James whatever. I can't always forget his name. Big guy from Paul Blart.
Hey, let's just keep.
I'm always getting tired. Maybe I'm getting tired of their humor because I was like, ooh, cool concept. Then I saw Adam Sandler, and then I was like, Adam.
It's like an eyebrow raise.
I'm like, Adam, you're funny, man, but you're not as funny as you used to be. This isn't 1990 to 90 something anymore.
Yeah, this isn't Waterboy.
He's only had a few. I mean, let's be honest. Adam Sandler's only had a few funny movies. I mean, Grown Ups was okay. I always thought it was just okay. I feel like they forced the jokes a lot in Grown Ups. I was like, you guys are funny. You could just do it on your own. And I feel like he's getting the funniest thing about this movie, though, the coolest thing, other than the actual video game character,
aliens.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage is one of the ghosts.
He is going to steal this movie.
Peter Dinklage is a tremendous actor. If you haven't, you don't know who Peter Dinklage is, he's basically one of the main characters. He's on Game of Thrones. He's on Game of Thrones. He's in a lot of movies.
He's in X-Men Days of Future Past, too, by the way.
He's such a great actor. He's such a great villain in that one. Even though he's not really the main villain. He's not the main villain, but he is one of the main villains.
Peter Dinklage, he's a great actor. He can do so much. He's
such a great actor. The only thing I can say about Peter Dinklage that was bad, and you know what, maybe this wasn't Peter Dinklage's fault, was Destiny. He plays your ghost in the game Destiny, and he just wasn't a great voice actor, and maybe
Destiny wasn't really
good. Hang on, I'm gonna quote Angry Joe here. Either he doesn't have the capability or the talent, or maybe he just. Or maybe the material given to him in Destiny was unworkable. Maybe that's what happened to him in Destiny. But other than that, he's a tremendous actor.
Yeah, because I was just thinking about that. I never played Destiny because I heard so much shit about it.
It's a shitty game.
I heard so much hype for this game. We gotta talk about
$500 million.
We might, you know what? Just from that, I inspired. We might do a top 10 bust.
bust games.
Games that had this anticipation and were just like, what?
Completely garbage.
Like, what the hell?
And Destiny will probably be on it because
it
was so disappointing and it was just like it was a slap in the face to Bungie fans who
I completely thought it was
who were expecting this great game and it turned out to be nothing more than a cash cow.
I thought it was gonna be like Mass Effect meets Halo meets like this
other game. That's what I thought too. Everyone thought that. Everybody thought that until eventually people saw that it was nothing more than a milking machine to milk fans. That's all it was.
It was a hype machine.
It was a hype machine, but mostly it was a milking machine. It milked fans of their money. That's all it did. Yeah. So anyway, guys, that was our top 5 most anticipated movies coming out this year and next year. So, you do the outro, dude. I'm gonna let you do the outro.
Well, actually, that is our top 5, but we might come up with a longer list because most of those movies that we mentioned were this year, and a couple of them were next year. And we might come back and do another one about more this year. Once more trailers come out. Once we see a little bit more on them, then we might come out with one because we want to have something to talk about. I mean, we could do it based off of what we heard because there's enough out there about certain movies to talk about, but we're gonna just wait until the trailers drop. Then we'll talk about the trailers and talk about how much our anticipation is for it. But that is it